The city reserves are in urgent need of new weapons. Unverzüglich. Our current Waffenarsenal is a joke. And on top of that, the army was requisitioning from it.
Hey, wait,
Should the town reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
What are you getting at,
I
Eldris?
apologize, sir.
I'm saying
Which
that the
one?
bandits who
Jokai.
freed Hinnik,
That's the
the Dry
white.
Devil, used that thing. That Hackenbücher. Hand cannon. Can you believe it? Where did they get them?
You're the one who should know where they got them, since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is
Boy,
that they had
are you
them,
deaf or
Herrgott.
something? Why?
It is eine
What?
Schande when outlaws
excuse
have
me.
better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell
Sir?
a deal?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not
Thank you,
realize
sir.
what Schwierigkeiten this is. The Dry Devil is running free. There are Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly? The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't he?
It's not that long ago that some bandits burned down Bohunovitz.
I fancy some
Nobody
Tokai.
dealt with them.
Refill,
or
boy.
as far as I know, even started investigating.
I'm sorry, sir.
Der König has
Orders
his own
from above.
concerns at
This is
home,
unbelievable.
And one day he will withdraw his army.
Quiet! The king may turn up at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin
Hey,
for
wait
better
up.
equipment?
Pour me some
You
monastery
can always
wine.
confiscate the property of the king's enemies.
I apologize,
Nicht
sir.
wahr?
We are
Which
more
one?
than familiar with the
Monastery
Yemenite
rat.
state of our armory. And the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes?
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with
sir.
arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
You
Thank
can
the
always
Lord.
ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or brothels?
I'd like
Isn't it
some
the
monastery
same
wine.
thing?
Refill my cup, boy.
So, the cleanliness
That's not
of the
a good
city
idea, sir.
is not
This is unbelievable.
what it should be. The current baths in the city fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
You're right. We do have the new baths in Hopring,
Come here.
and Adam's old ones. But I hear the Hopring
More wine,
baths are
Master
more of a
Bailiff?
I
pigsty.
have enough.
They still are a bit,
Come closer.
but the quality went downhill at Adams, too.
What? Pray tell. I thought you...
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from. She thought she could wriggle out of it.
And what is it?
A silver goblet. She sneaked. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, go and get it.
But it's still just a tap.
Where can I find this goblet?
Use your eyes and come right back.
The profits would be much bigger. And all the other baths would chip in with their taxes, too.
What? More baths? Surely not.
The need for cleanliness and citizens' health should not be underestimated.
Nor overestimated. If someone needs to wash, there's a river just a few steps from the city walls.
Certainly. And they can get leeches there for free as well.
Nice.
And while he's there, a
New
man
silver
can
might
shave
be.
and take a... you-know-what.
So what? Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor...
So, did you find...
The Black Death.
I did.
Not so loud. And now go back to your...
You questioning God's plan? The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths. Unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important. But we don't have money to spare. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty honors us with his visit. And as we know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage.
Hey, waiter!
Ulrich,
pour me some
what have you got to
monastery
say
wine.
about it?
Me? Well,
I apologize,
I'm
sir.
not sure what
Which
you're
wine?
implying.
Red.
I'm
Am
speaking
I
about the
speaking in
Rutard
Latin?
incident. You were there, weren't you?
Oh, that. Just a small misunderstanding. We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard? Besides, if his
Sir?
men attacked yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to
Well,
punish him.
thank the Lord.
What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I don't like Rutard, true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did you?
full
That's
cup of
grossly
monastery wine.
exaggerated. I don't
apologize,
think
sir.
Rutard will cause
Which
any
one?
trouble.
Red,
He is sensible
and quickly.
enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him,
Sir?
and soon.
Unless he puts an end to us first.
Thank you, waiter.
Knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
I'm sorry, Andreas,
Hey, waiter.
but I wouldn't brush
Pour
it
me
off so
some
quickly. Why do I have the feeling you're not telling us the whole
apologize,
truth,
sir.
Ulrich?
Are
Which
you
one?
accusing
Are
me
you
of
colorblind?
lying?
Those
Why?
are strong words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell us what really happened?
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little truth to the rumors circulating around the town.
Sir?
Yes, Rutard and I had a little disagreement.
Well, thank
but
the
we
Lord.
ended it quickly because his daughter wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Rutard is hiding behind his own daughter's skirts.
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. I could understand it with mercenaries, students, and other scum of all kinds, but city councillors?
Be specific.
I'd like
Corsica.
some monastery
Are you
wine.
blaming one of
Refill
us?
my cup, boy.
And look who spoke first.
First of all, it wasn't a duel. It was supposed to be an honorable combat. And I didn't even take part in it.
And that's
Come
the only
now,
reason
waiter.
you're
I
still here
wanted
on the
red.
council and not in the pillory.
If you want to blame
Don't hang
somebody,
around me.
you
Vanish,
should point
you
the
hear me?
finger at the youngster here who's...
Excuse me.
Never mind.
I suspect the
Boy,
gentleman from the
come here
city's
for a
sword
moment.
fighting school brought this custom to us. It's now run by
Refill,
the
sir.
German
Do you think I come to the
Menhard.
council
Who
just
knows
because
who
of
that
wine?
fellow is?
Come here.
Don't be ridiculous, Forsooker. You act like you've never been in a fight yourself.
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot. I can't just get up and walk out.
You will just leave it be.
All right.
I knew I could count on you. While you're at it, count how many figures on the mural have...
But why?
Because I'm bored.
A whole town garrison. The guards are apparently settling accounts their own way. We'll soon be the laughingstock of the whole town.
You can rest assured the whole town is already laughing at us all day long. So what if they have one more reason?
My words exactly.
That was easy enough. And
The
he
town
wanted me to
council
count
is
the winged
squabbling
figures.
constantly at the Emperor Charles, and no one is left unscathed.
And you, a councillor, let people throw dirt on our work?
If I threw out everyone who complains over a beer, I'd soon be out of customers.
To hell with it. Well,
So, let's see what...
why waste our time?
I found your glove.
Really? And did you count those wing...
I counted 20.
And you counted correct, so you can have a bit of fun in the...
There's the eternal dispute over the cathedrals. The building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's
Hey,
just a
waiter!
village with a monastery.
Pour me some
And they are going to Mokarol Mining City.
I
Why can't
apologize,
we build
sir.
faster?
Which wine?
Hire more
White
craftsmen,
Tokai.
start with night shifts.
Haven't you noticed there's a war going on? Are the experts from far off supposed to work in a city under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other
sir.
than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Oh, you do?
You,
do
lad!
And
look
what would
familiar
that
to
be?
me.
Like,
Have
for
we met?
instance, that you'd like to
I-
have your own altar there?
I really
So
couldn't
what
say.
if I would?
Sorry.
Hold your horses, gentlemen.
I have a feeling
That space in the
I've
side
spoken
nave
with you
is
before,
mine.
too.
Then hell freezes over, my
Someone
friend.
who looks
Your
a
place
hell of a
is
lot
at least
like
2
you.
steps behind mine.
A swordsmith dares to insult me? Ha! I think not.
Excuse me? You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you? I acquired my seat for the services our guild provided and still provides to the crown.
Well, I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army.
Tokai.
If that's all they have,
And a full
they
cup.
would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Hopring.
What ne'er-do-wells?
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole town go to watch them brawl.
Oh, this
Boy,
is
are
to
you
me.
deaf or something?
Because it has all
Wine.
been sorted
White.
out.
Sir?
Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all out.
It's
Ah,
you?
yes, I had
I
forgotten.
see you've come up in the
What do
world.
we have to
From
discuss
a
next?
bathhouse boy to a waiter. You'll go a long way.
It was a lot more fun in the bathhouse.
I'm telling you, something is being planned. Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Azonal Juchek Össe, Elegiop Katonaikat, Ich Kelkinek Udra.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
And like this plan of false!
Come now, father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser, and you saved my neck and Henry's.
None of that
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed?
You know what? Let's drop the subject. Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. We've had bandits, nobles, burgers...
Wait a moment. Rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they're keeping him. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home.
I wouldn't be too... Who's that French fellow you brought here?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything. He's got more fairy tales than my old...
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabber. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly...
How does it feel to...
What can I say?
Or, until...
No fear of that in my case. Wine...
What do you plan to do now you're out?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches.
Have you perchance forgotten?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some... But I suppose I'll have to introduce...
Indeed you should.
Oh, don't start with that.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
Good day to you, friend. God be with you.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect... I'm Godwin.
Peace be with you.
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to... And we are both a little... I'm Yehuda, leader of the... And this is...
Who would rather not be here? Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not...
Because we all need... And why would they not stand?
Are you here to arrange some...
We have more serious matter. The situation in the town and the... You have men and weapons.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted...
Everything in good time.
Did you come to lend money?
Not to lend, but to give. Help...
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that
You remind me of my young friend...
Henry. That messenger of Radzig...
You know each other. You're both a...
That would be him. But we did not get off...
Or maybe you'll get to know each other better. For a young stripling, he's been through... He was supposed to become a blacksmith. And instead...
Wait. From Scarlet's?
Aye, that's right.
I knew of someone. A blacksmith.
My daughter knew him most. And that is why Sam...
Maybe he was my father. But he certainly didn't act like...
And that was...
Why? He should have taken care...
Don't make hasty judgments. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry, and raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Scal. Henry's real...
I don't care if he took care of
That boy's blood father denied him. Just...
A person can't choose their parents.
Enough.
For that...
Good health.
L'chaim.
I'm glad he's finally accepted my invitation.
In war, you make one bad decision and you...
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant. I am a warrior, a traveler.
My word.
Mais non!
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. How did you end up in prison?
Ah, c'est une histoire con. And only lost it...
That needs some...
Oh, misère. It is clear...
You're quite
Ah, this Bohemia is a strange land. I have seen farmhands. Do tell me about it. No doubt you
The last time was at Nabokov.
Ah, indeed.
That's a fact. No one was expecting von
Diabolical, perhaps. Perhaps one day the generals will sit back.
Do you reckon the defense of Kuttenberg would... You say you're a poet?
Jamais. Is poetry nothing but a fuss to you? I think not. To recite...
Where have you been on your travel?
But of course, if you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled, and if you are interested in my greatest deed...
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when...
How come almost no...
I am operating, as they say. My great benefit is my strong connection there. Everyone knows my name.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Do you have the news? I'm not going to die.
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as expected.
And to yours.
I would have expected a bit more. He made an amateur's mistake. By the way, I'm John of Lichten.
That's not a thing I've ever boasted.
I have my... From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you...
Is that so?
Indeed. And that's why I'd like to...
It depends what...
A little delicate. I expect we can agree that Jobst's... And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support...
Well... I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and...
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, but we'll be waiting in the military camp.
If Sigismund decides to mount an attack...
But it won't. Sigismund's army is demoralized. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves.
But he can't retreat either.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to... For the plan to work, we need allies. We just need negotiators.
Are you saying you set everything in motion?
More like in parallel. If we find support and make it look like the whole...
Why are you doing all this anyway?
Because I want to put a stop to... And also because I'm happier with when...
You've got an interesting...
You're certainly not the first.
I'll help you.
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, if you can get those 3. Meanwhile...
What if it doesn't...
I refuse to even consider that outcome.
Why me?
Because you've got a head on your shoulders. You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. There aren't many like you.
Tell me a bit more about those people.
Certainly. Who do you want to...
Botchek of Kunstadt.
That's just the thing. He's got massive estate. He doesn't play the big game. He always goes for the sure thing. But what...
Alder the Alderman. Wasn't he a...
He still is. The only one who... Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigis. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the...
Anna of Waldstein.
Wenzel Bartosz.
I was quite surprised to see her here. Assembly's like...
A male affair? Anna is holding back and but don't trust appearances. She's got claws.
And what use can she be to us?
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to There are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired, and that it was thanks to her.
I'll get on it then.
I wish us both luck.
Success to our...